Yo, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing this evening, afternoon? This is your boy Food Junkie just coming at you with a little video. You saw the title, you see the title, and this may be a little heavy conversation. It may be a conversation that people may not want to have. But first, let me just sort of have a little fun with y'all. Just look fun before we start to get into the meat of this conversation. And everything's going to tie together. Everything's going to be what it is. Um, there's lots of going on here on these YouTube streets. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot. People, for me, having fake outrage, having fake, conversations about what is this, what is that, what things are, who did this and who did what, hypocritical type of conversations, things of that nature. Hey, Miss Queenie, baby, how you doing, sweetheart? And everyone else in the chat. So it's like, well, whatever. I'm watching it from afar, watching it from a distance, not really responding on it or getting involved with it because I see hypocrisy everywhere. I see everyone wants to play a victim. Everyone wants to be the hero, shero. Everyone wants to be the martyr, things of that nature. And it's like, y'all are ridiculous. But anyways, the fun part is this. I blame James Caldwell. It's all James Caldwell's fault. So y'all go run to tell James Caldwell it's all his fault. But let me tell you why it's his fault. When James started doing the reviews on Jeffrey Dahmer, his first review, because I didn't know anything about lots of I don't know anything about until I hear somebody say something about it, then I go do some research on it. I knew the Jeffrey Dahmer story. I knew all the things that was going on with Jeffrey Dahmer, this and that third. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So when James did his first review on Jeffrey Dahmer, I was intrigued based on what James' review was. And then so I watched it when I got off work. 5 episodes in, I text James and told him, we beefing. We are beefing. You're like, what, why? Because you got me here watching this damn, binge watching this damn Jeffrey Dahmer bullshit. I wouldn't know nothing about it if you didn't say anything about it, if your review wasn't so riveting and so visceral. So yeah, we laughed about that was not, and we moved on. So after I finished watching the Jeffrey Dahmer thing, I'm online on Tubi was not. So I'm binge watching all these axe murder type movies or series, whatever. So I watched Jeffrey Dahmer, and did y'all know that Jeremy Renner, the guy from the Avengers, played Jeffrey Dahmer back in like 2002? What's up, newbie, baby? How you doing? Newbie, I'm going to get on you in a second, baby. Y'all, newbie. Oh, I didn't know. Newbie, I didn't know, baby. I did not know, but we'll talk about it in a second. So I'm being watching all these axe murder type of things. So I watched Jeffrey Dahmer, the movie on Tubi, where Jeremy Renner played it. I didn't know Jeremy Renner even played Jeffrey Dahmer. But okay, I watched that. Then I watched damn John Gacy. Then I watched damn Ted Bundy. Then I watched a whole bunch of other axe type murderer type of movies and stuff like that. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I had to stop. And that was before I went on to my thing. So I blame James Caldwell for that. Because he had me on this axe murder sex offender type movie watching situation. Was not just and y'all, when I was out of town with my family, funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. When I was at my hotel, because I was by myself. My husband didn't come with me this time. So I was by myself. And when I checked to the hotel room, it was kind of late. So it was like probably 8 o'clock at night, something like that. 10 o'clock at night. No, 8, 9 o'clock at night. So I'm walking to my hotel room with my bags or whatever, my key in my hand, looking for my hotel room. And there was, no offense, y'all, but there was a Caucasian gentleman with a dog that looked real suspect. Looked real suspect. And mind you, I'm watching all these axe murder, sex offender movies, where pretty much what they was killing black gay men. So he asked me, do you need help? I'm like, I'm good, thank you. Then he asked me what room I in. I'm like, well, I'm down here, thank you, I'll find it. So when I got in my room, whatever, I'm looking to make sure that he's not falling into my room. So I closed the door and put the lock on it and shut all the curtains and windows and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So no one could actually see me. Me just being crazy, scaring my damn self, watching all these crazy ass axe murder sex type movies. Well, it's just axe murder sex murder type movies was not. Once again, I blame James Caldwell. Cut to, was it yesterday, the day before? Well, whenever James did his review on um, Interview with the Vampire, the series on AMC. I saw the review, but I didn't watch it because I was like, hold up. Last time I went on his suggestion, he had me binge watching and scouring these damn tubies and movie channels was not trying to get all the information I can about these people. Now, I'm not gonna sit up here and do the same thing with the Vampire because that's one of my favorite movies. You know what I'm saying? Love the acting, love the costuming, was not just love the movie in general. Cinematography was not the story, all that stuff like that. Then so I'm like, you know what? Before I listen to his review, let me watch the first episode. You know what I'm saying? Watch the first episode, enjoyed it, had a lot of questions, had a lot of things that I was like, okay, yeah, uh, great story still, acting is cool, but some things just kept bothering me, kept bothering me. So I go to work yesterday, telling because we always talk about what we're watching now and stuff at work, whatever, so while we're working. So I asked people, you know what I'm saying, because I got them to watch the Dahmer stuff as well, you know what I'm saying. So I asked people, have y'all heard of Interview with a Vampire, the series? They're like, no, no. So I'm like, well, it's on AMC, AME, whatever it was. I didn't know what it was, but AMC, it's on AMC. So I did that was not, and I was talking to one of the ladies. I'm like, you know what? I really enjoyed it because I really enjoyed the movie, but there are a couple of things that bothers me. It was as if they were trying to meet some type of quota, and they had a checklist of things that is quote unquote relevant now, that's topic of conversations now, that they're trying to check off so they can make sure they can hit everyone, be diverse, include everyone, things of that nature. And so I thought we could having a conversation with that. I'm like, let me get to work, whatever. Da, da, da. Let me listen to James's review. Within the first couple of minutes of James' review, of that first review that he did for Interview with the Vampire, he pretty much said everything that I just said. So once again, I text James. I'm like, I love you with your bald head ass. You know what I'm saying? He probably don't know what it's for, but that was what it was for. That text was for what it's for. Because everything that I felt watching that movie, after watching that first episode of that series, James pretty much said. And he caught something that I didn't catch, but now that when he said it, I actually saw it the exact same way. So people be like, well, you kiss James' ass. Was that? No. If you actually listen to certain people and actually listen for understanding, you will get how intelligent people are, how insightful people are, how people can see things that may not be actually said or done, and actually get who that person actually is from a different aspect of just watching them cuss, fuss, and act a fool. What's up, Pretty Brown Eyes, baby? How you doing? Here on YouTube. See, when people say this is an entertainment application, was not, I actually use this as entertainment. It's not my life lesson. If I get a life lesson from it, I do. If I can put something from it, I will, I can, and I do quite often, even if it's what not to do. But yeah, that's why James was the first person I reached out to here on these YouTube streets. The first person I talked to years ago or talked in their chat years ago, because it was that I saw in him. It was that pulled me into him. Was not, as far as his commentary, his insightfulness, how he can break something down, was not. And I can, even if I saw it previously before and listened to him, or actually I can go back and look at it and see, okay, I didn't see that as it was on, but now I see that. He's probably one of the only people on here that can do that. For me, I should say. Now, whatever y'all think is what y'all think. Hey, people, how you doing, sweetheart? But now back to Miss Nubiology, baby. You still here, Miss Nubiology, baby? Are you still here? Yeah, if y'all don't check out Miss Nubiology's latest video called Clarity, baby, I'm gonna get back to this diversity and inclusion in a second, but I told you I'm gonna have a little light before we get to the heavy conversation and really dive into this, whatever. I shared the video on my community page. If y'all don't understand what a classy read is, if y'all don't understand what classy shade is, if y'all don't understand what a lady is, baby, newbie baby, you a lady. She's a lady. That's a woman. All this yelling, cussing, screaming, fussing. Nubiology know how to get you together without raising a voice. When I said in my last video, a lady, a woman, knows her power, knows her strength, understands you have to scream and yell, cuss and fuss to get someone right together. Still throw the shade. Still be petty as hell. Still be snarky. Baby, Nubiology is a lady. Girl, Nubiology. Let me tell you what how classy she did. Like whoever the girls is she reading. That's not important. See, people understand. I could differentiate between what is being said, who's saying it, what they're saying, and pick and poke between those things was not. And I don't give a damn about who it is that they're talking to. See, baby, when Nubiology said, "Come to fight you," I packed Dior. I screamed. I almost crashed my car. Baby, she said, "Come to fight you." I packed Dior. What's up, Dr. Sophie, baby? How you doing? Packed Dior. Now, if y'all don't understand what she meant by that, get into it. She said, "Come to fight you." I packed Dior. I packed Dior. Get into it. Then she said, Newbie, girl, the reads was just flowing and just so classy. I just imagine you sitting under an umbrella with your shades on underneath the palm tree, baby, because the shade was real. The shade was everything, and I loved every minute of it. I don't care who you're talking to. That's unimportant. Then she said, "I don't do steel handcuffs. I wear Cartier." She said, "I don't do steel, baby. I wear Cartier jewelry, baby." Newbie, why? Why is this so classy? And I just loved every minute of it. I loved every minute of it. Because you said everything that you needed to say when you said, "I packed Dior." You said everything you needed to say. You said you wear Cartier jewelry. Then, y'all, she said, did y'all see that video when I had my episode? Y'all see that episode? Y'all see that video? Did y'all see when I went back? She said the abs were abbing. I was like, what? Let me watch the video again. See them abs. Come through packing Dior, wearing Cartier jewelry, baby, and having abs. I like, come through Nubiology. That's how you turn the reads on the girls. That's how you read the girls without reading the girls, without raising your voice and yelling and screaming and lowering yourself to that level. Then she said, "I've been in my suite. I'm waiting on room service right now." I'm like, Newbie, stop. Now you're doing too much. Newbie, now you're doing too much. The shade is all the way real. When I say I like ladies, I like womans, that's what I like. You don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to scream. You don't have to yell. You don't have to cuss. You don't have to fuss. Now, that other stuff is fun too. But when I say I got my entire life off of Nubiology and those reads and that clarification she was given, and then she was like, I got a son. Why would I do that? Why would I come online and expose myself? Baby, all I'm saying, I was living for it, Newbie. I had to share it. It was everything I was looking for. Former lady who needs to get someone together. Well, I've come to fight you. I packed Dior. And if y'all understand what Dior is, baby, understand. And I don't mean like a Dior t-shirt that you could buy at the Goodwill or at, I'm saying, the clearance section was not. When I picture that, because I'm very visual when people speak and people read things of nature. When I picture Dior, baby, I'm picturing Dior suits. I'm picturing Cartier bracelets, Cartier earrings, Cartier belts. I'm picturing luxury. Oh, not Miss Cleo vibes. No, baby. No, that's. Bubbles, are you trying to read newbie? Because that's not a good thing. Miss Cleo is not a cute thing. That's a fake ass Jamaican accent. Don't do that. Oh, Lena, and tell me if I'm not right. It was so classy. It was so. I ate it up. I loved it. When I say I know you didn't mean it, but I wouldn't take it as a compliment. Miss Cleo is not a thing. Call me now. No, we ain't, that's not a compliment for Miss for Nubiology, baby. Not Miss Cleo. Now, if you say Claire Huxtable, that's what I get. You know what I'm saying? She said, I just look like this. Newbie, girl, you was doing it, baby. I'm like, let me share this. I know you're not, baby. I'm just saying. I know you're not. I know you're not. But yeah, I enjoyed it, newbie. I thoroughly enjoyed that clarity video. You have to clarify. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now back to the topic at hand. I just want to I told myself if she drops down, I'm gonna let her know how much I appreciated that video. Although I already commented on it, although I already shared it, I still want to let her know from my mouth to her ear that I thoroughly enjoyed the clarity video. I enjoyed all your videos actually, but just that one just moved something in me because that's how I love it. You gave it to me just like I like it, with class, sass, and a whole lot of. That's how I like it. But now back to the conversation at hand: diversity and inclusion. There's a lot of stuff that watching Interview with a Vampire brought up, but it's all over the place because we've been having this conversation or these type of conversations for a while now, and it's not about colorism. So please don't think this because that is stupid. Because like I said, it's all hypocritical. It's all whatever. There may be a little bit of colorism conversation mixed into this, but this is not what it's about. It's about diversity and inclusion. Lena, thank you, baby. About diversity and inclusion. And first of all, y'all know how when we have these type of conversations, I like to um, give you the definition so we can have some type of reference point that we can refer back to. So first, we're going to look up the definition of diversity.
Here's the definition of diversity: the state of being diverse, variety.
Okay. The state of being diverse, variety. That's what diversity is. The state of being diverse, variety. Now let's look up the definition of inclusion. The definition of inclusion.
Here's the definition of inclusion: the action or state of including or of being included within a group or structure.
The action or state of including or of being included within a group or structure. Now, with my conversation that I want to have with you guys about diversity and inclusion based on entertainment is what I'm talking about. What is it that we're asking for? That's my first question to you guys. In the aspect of entertainment, what are we asking for when we're demanding inclusion and diversity? Now, let me not say this, or let me say this to be perfectly clear. I'm going to say this throughout this conversation. I understand completely how representation matters. I understand how representation matters. I understand how representation matters. But what is it that we're asking for when we're demanding and asking for inclusion and diversity in entertainment? See, the conversation started not with Interview with the Vampire. That was just kind of sparked it. That's why I blame James Caldwell. You know what I'm saying? The conversation over here in this beefing sector started with someone started with Little Mermaid, the new Hailey Bailey movie that come out next year, which I'm so excited about seeing. But it kind of kicked off my thinking of what is it that we're expecting? What is it that we want? What is it that they want? How is it that we have become so divided in this conversation and for what's going on? Good. Bubbles. Very good. I like this. See, if we don't have a conversation, you guys, I need y'all to interact. If I'm asking a question, please interact. Okay, baby. I know you take care of your business in Houston, so I just want to make sure you know I love you. I love you, newbie. I love you, baby. I do. I do. For people to be open-minded and fair. That's what Bubble says we want. We're asking for with inclusion and diversity in entertainment. We'll get that in a second. We'll get that in a second. Bubbles, baby, slow your roll, baby. Slow down a little, red Corvette. We're gonna get into that. We'll get into that. Let's start with Bros first. The gay movie about gay love and whatever. I don't know what it's about. I don't know what it's about. Hey, Miss Queen, baby, how you doing? Again. Okay, baby. Do your thing, baby. That's fine, Miss Queen. I know you. I know you here, baby. You always support. So yeah. So let's start with the Bros. What did we expect? What did we want? Now, the conversation on here was, oh, it's not for us. There was only token people of color in this same gender-loving conversation or movie. What's up, I'm here for the show, baby? How you doing? Okay, we'll get that in a second. Remind me about that. I'm here for the show, baby. Okay, remind me about that statement, baby. Because I'm gonna keep Bubba's conversation on here for a second. Because I want to keep that in mind. But remind me of what you said as well, baby. Okay. You allowed someone to influence you to go see a movie starring predominantly white gay actors. Billy Eichner is a white gay, whatever he is, actor, celebrity, influencer, known person in Hollywood. If he's the star, and you have all these other white gay actors in Hollywood, and you have these two black YouTube personalities, reality show type individuals, breaking into the acting game, how much screen time were you expecting from these people? Wasn't there a movie, was it last year? Was it last year? Called, was it Palm Springs? That was set in Palm Springs, written by this Asian gay man. It was like another gay love story, written by this gay Asian man about finding love in Palm Springs, something like that. Or what's Fire? Oh, sorry, it was called Fire Island. It didn't advertise that there was black, Latinx, white, whatever, homosexual people in the movie. It did well in all the festivals. Was not. It got a lot of critical and praise. Not much box office success, but it got a lot of critical praise. Now, this movie Bros has been told it out here for a while. We knew about it. We knew who was in it because we follow these people, was not. But when you watch the movie, you're disappointed because it wasn't more scenes with the people you wanted to see in the movie. It wasn't diverse enough. It wasn't inclusive enough. You wanted your favorite YouTube personality, your favorite reality show personality to take the job of a actor who's been doing this for years. And when you didn't get that, it's time for you to was it for us? It's not good. Is it the third? Well, this was about it. Don't understand that. Don't get that. But okay, do you? Is everyone entitled to their own opinions? And I'm talking about Jay Wilson. I'm not talking about him was not, but this is what his reaction was to Bros. Him and Timothy Blaine got into this conversation about why there's a. To me, that's not the conversation I want to have. I don't care about all that. My question is, what is it that you expect from a white Hollywood actor who writes a movie? If you don't live that life that way, you try to give a little bit of diversity, but the reality is, because I was having this conversation today at work with people, I'll ask you guys as well, in your real life, not your YouTube existence, not your like that, in your real life, not your work life, but your real life. How many of you have other people besides what you are or consider yourself as friends, close friends? And I don't mean people that you went to school with, people who was not, but that you have those friends. Because at work today, y'all know I work in a restaurant. Today we had a church group come in. 50 people, 50 women, a couple of men sprinkled here and there. Do you know out of the 50 people, not one person was white? So it got me to thinking. All these people are asking for inclusivity and diversity. But how many people have inclusivity and diversity in their real life, their real everyday life? Not the ones where, oh, I just work with them. I know them through work. We just work together, was not. But you haven't sat down and had a drink with them on the weekend. And see, and that's honest. I mean, for the show. That's what I want us to get to. That's how I want this conversation to be. An honest conversation with ourselves and with each other. What is it that we're looking for? What is it that we're asking for? What is it that we're giving? Because I know I grew up in back west. So growing up, I have a lot of mixed, Asian, Samoan, white, Hispanic friends back home. Here in Atlanta, I don't have that. Here in Atlanta, I don't have a large group of mixed, diverse friends. My friend group, my tight friend group, is not inclusive. Not because I don't want it to be, because that's the way it is in real life. So it got me to thinking. Thank you, Bubbles. Exactly. I know what you mean, baby. Exactly. So in my real life, My friend group here in Atlanta is different than my friend group back home. Because my friend group back home is very diverse, very inclusive. My family is very diverse, very inclusive. We have white, we have Asian, we have a plethora, we have Hispanic. It's a plethora of us, and even in my family, it's inclusive. But my friend group is not. Then it got me to thinking. We wanted a black person on Friends. That's what everyone in my age group was who watched Friends. That was a big complaint. There's no black people on Friends. That's not possible. That's not feasible. How can a group of people living in New York don't have black people as friends? It's very possible. Just like there's a group of black people in New York who don't have white people as friends. They go to the coffee shop with and hang out with. I didn't want Aisha Tyler on Friends. Sorry, Aisha, girl, if you hear this back in the days, or I didn't think she belonged on Friends. Even as Ross's girlfriend, even the Asian lady that was Ross's girlfriend at one time. They kept trying to throw crumbs at us to satisfy us for this ravenous thing for diversity and inclusion. Not every friend circle is diverse. Not every friend circle is inclusive. Not because they don't want to be, not because they're hating what's not, because it's just not. And it's okay not to be. Seinfeld, same thing. There's no black people on things except what's his name? Charles, what's his name? The black lawyer guy that Kramer always went to when he had when he wanted to sue somebody. Johnny Charles or some Charles, whatever his name is, who talk fast. He's also the guy on the Snyder's commercial. Exactly. Associates are not friends. The black guy on the Snyder's commercial, oh, you got a new lawsuit now. These ain't pretzels. These are brights. He was on Seinfeld. Same character was not. So when he was coming in every once in a while, when Kramer wanted to sue somebody, we know that it's going to be that black guy. But that fit with that story, that timeline. Let's go a little further back to Cheers. Cheers, the one with Sam Malone and Kirstie Alley, or the girl, the blonde haired girl that was before her. Woody Harrelson got his start on Cheers. You know what I'm saying? Woody Harrelson did well for himself from starting on Cheers. But was there a black person at that bar? Was there a black person at that bar in Cheers? And we still enjoyed the show. At least I did. See, me personally, let me ask you a question. I don't look for someone to tell me that I am included. Because I know I am included wherever I choose to take myself. I don't go where I am not included. I walked out of plenty of restaurants, plenty of stores, plenty of bars because I wasn't being served the way I want to be served, the way I feel that I should be served. I wasn't treated the way I wanted to be treated, how I felt that my money will spend like everyone else's. I'm not begging you to take my money. I'm not pleading with you to accept me so I can give you my hard-earned money. Your loss. I move on. But let's take it a little step further. Was a different world diverse and inclusive? The first season, yes, with Marissa Tomei. The first season, yes, with Marissa Tomei. After that, the second season, no one white person was on that show. It was for us, by us, right? Oh yeah, Frasier too. Right. All those shows. Frasier was a spinoff from Cheers. You know, like it doesn't always have to be. Yeah, there was no black person on Frasier either, but that show was a good show. It was a good show. But you know what I'm saying? So they had the Frasers, the Cheers, the Who's the Bosses, you know what I'm saying? All the little shows that had no black people on it. But we had Martin, where there's a white person show up every once in a while. But the main characters were black people. Tisha Campbell, Tisha Arnold, Cole Payne, Martin Lawrence, and Tommy Ford. Those are the main characters. Big characters come in white every once in a while. Living Single. The main characters was, what's up, my Joe, baby? How you doing, sweetheart? Um, Living Single. I don't remember there being a predominant white character on that show. Just like with all the other shows that may have a black person in the background that was a predominantly white show, Living Single may have had a white person in the background at Khadijah's office at Flavor. Let's talk about the Cosby Show, one of the biggest shows for black people out there. They had one little white friend, Rudy's friend, Peter. His little fat ass will be running up and down whenever there's trouble. You know Peter's gonna take off running. That was funny to me. His little fat chunky ass is gonna run out the door, smoking, not saying a word, giving you those big Curb Your Enthusiasm. Wanda Sykes is on there. Right. The Wanda Sykes is on Curb Your Enthusiasm. There was also another black character on Curb Your Enthusiasm as well as a main character. But Curb Your Enthusiasm did start off with a black character on the show. It wasn't popular. The first couple seasons didn't have a black character on the show. Wanda Sykes came on the show after a couple seasons it had been on. But my point is this. We're asking for diversity. We're asking for inclusion. When we get it, it's not enough. Back to bros. It's not enough. Oh, Miss Lawrence and T.S. Madison wasn't there long enough. They only had one line, one scene. But they were included, right? If the storyline doesn't call for them to be there, don't put them there. If it doesn't fit within the story that I'm telling, don't put them there. Don't give me crumbs, expect me to get full on crumbs you're giving me. And the fact that we constantly are accepting crumbs, asking for crumbs, and then we get the crumbs is not enough. We're upset, we're bothered. But inclusion and diversity also can be taken too far. As in what I brought up earlier, Interview with a Vampire on AME. Lestat. No, not Lestat. What's his name? Not Lestat? Lestat is the vampire who turns it. What is his name? What's up, LaVon? How you doing, baby? What's the Brad Pitt character name? Exactly. I'm here for the show. That's my point. And when we are demanding diversity and inclusion, that's what they're doing. Insert random black person here. Insert random gay person here. Insert random female here. When it doesn't move and flow with the story. It has to make sense. Louis, thank you, baby. Shy girl compliments me. Thanks so much. How you doing, sweetheart? Louis, yes, my Louis. Louis. Now, in the movie, Interview with a Vampire, the characters, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Christian Slater, Antonio Banderas, Kristen Dunst, her. You know what I'm talking about. Go from Bring It On. The only black character was a prostitute that she killed and made into a doll. well, killed and put her with her dolls, underneath her dolls. That was the only black character in that movie, besides the slaves, Louis slaves that Lestat was killing and eating and scaring and carrying on. Now, in this remake TV version of it, Louis is Creole. And like I said, James explained it and his thing was that, but Creole basically is a French man with a mulatto woman. That's what Creole is kind of mixed up of. You know what I'm saying? It's normally someone of French descent, and the mulatto woman is normally is, you know what I'm saying, African descent and you know, French as well. So that's what Creole comes to. There's a lot more other stuff as well, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But that's pretty much what it boils down to. A mulatto woman who has sex with a French man and got pregnant. So, and did y'all know that was Ray Dong Chong in that movie? I mean, in that TV show? That's Ray Dong. The mama is Ray Dong Chong. I'm like, come on through, Ray Dong Chong, girl. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Come through, Ray Dong Chong. Well, y'all, she had her own situations about color and things of that nature. But anyways, I digress. Let me tell you what kind of disturbed me about this. Although a great series, I'm gonna watch it. But what kind of disturbed me and got me on this tangent that I'm on is there were several things in this series that it seems like they were just trying to hit quotas. They want to check off boxes. Homosexuality, race, disability, pedophilic behavior, and church hurt. This series was riddled with that. And I understand you want to hit a broad audience. You want to make sure that everyone feels like they're included. Everyone feels like they're accepted. Everyone feels like, you know what I'm saying, it's a new take, a new fresh 2022 version of the story. Great story, nonetheless. But Louis being Creole and not being accepted because of the color of his skin, his background, kind of threw everything off for me. Because that's not what the story was. How his father lost all the money, because in the movie, he still had a successful plantation that he was running. Louis did. In the movie, Louis lost his child and his wife. He met Lestat. Was it 5 months after they died? Where he was still going through his depression and this and the third? Why make Louis a pimp? A closeted homosexual pimp and black. I'm sorry, if I'm giving spoilers away, y'all, I'm giving spoilers away. This is what it is. Sorry about that. But we're having a conversation. Why make Louis a black pimp who owns 8 brothels? And then they're not high-end brothels. Not one of them high-end. The brothel that he frequents to go see his favorite flower, Lily. I've been watching, but continue. Is the only high-end brothel owned by a white man who only catered to, quote-unquote, white clientele. So not only is Louis now black, he's a black pimp, he's a closet homosexual, and he go outside of his own business to perpetrate or have a beard at a white man's brothel, a more high-end, high-class type of brothel. So it's classism, homosexuality, race relations. Those are the three I covered so far. You're doing a whole lot in this one little aspect of what's going on in this movie. I don't want it to be so diverse to where it distracts from the story. I don't want it to be so inclusive to where it's as if you're putting people in and switching the story around in order to tell a new story. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm not done yet. Those are just three involving Louis within the first couple of things of the situation. Because the thing is, what I did yesterday is, I told y'all, I'm always at work. I watch. That's all I do. Like, I don't watch y'all anymore. Hey, Marie, baby, how you doing, sweetheart? Welcome, baby. I don't watch a lot of YouTube anymore. I watch people that I watch, but then I also watch TV and movies and things of that nature. So I thought we were watching the TV series on AMC, Interview with the Vampire. I watched the actual movie after I listened to James's review of the TV show. Because I want to make sure that I am clear while having this conversation. Because all the conversation is based on this right here. I'm doing other stuff was not because it's relevant, I think, and it matters and it makes sense. And I think I weave them all together. But it's basically this show is like, I'm like, why does everything have to be diverse? Why does does diversity matter that much when I'm trying to be entertained? Like I said, I understand representation matters. What's up, Jada, baby? I see you with your looking ass. Well, I don't mind the remake of it, but if you're going to remake it, don't change it so far to where I'm distracted from the original story. And that's what I said. It seems good. The premise seems good. Everything seems good. If I didn't watch the movie or didn't know the movie and didn't like the movie like that, I would be enthralled with this story. But the homosexuality thing was woe to me. It was woe. What's up, Christian? Baby? How you doing, sweetheart? Yes, I love the movie too. And we all know the vampire story. Vampires seduce. Vampires are me. We seduce. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. If you got something that we want, we're going to seduce you to get it from you. Be it to turn you or to feast on you. And that's male or female. Every vampire, what's it called? Every vampire ideology is that. From Blade to Bram Stoker's, or I'm trying to say all the vampire movies. It's about seduction. It's about seducing the victim, seducing the audience, seducing the prey. It's very predatory. It's very sexual. The biting, the sucking of the blood, the drinking of the blood, the drinking of body fluids. All those things are very sexual, involving vampirism. Christian Love, you think they messed up the show already? Christian Love, why are you mad, baby? Tell me why you're mad, because we're probably all on the same page who actually seen it. I don't need you to tell me that Louis is gay. He's closeted, that he is battling with this. I don't need that. He's a vampire. Oh yeah, I'm gonna still watch it as well, but I'm still gonna look at it with a side eye and a pursed lip. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to tell me that Louis is closeted. Just the way Antonio Banderas pushed back Brad Pitt's hair around his ear told me everything I needed. The art of seduction, the art of sexpionage. Y'all know that's me. Sexpionage. A slight touch, a lower voice, a dim eye. Ever so, hey baby, how you doing? All those things is me, seduction. I'm not overtly going to bend you over and push you over a couch and you. That's not what a vampire does. A vampire. What's the TLC Anthony, baby? How you doing, sweetheart? Diversity and inclusion, and based on the whole interview with a vampire thing, and they're hitting homosexuality, they're hitting classism, they're hitting colorism, they're hitting all these different things. We have more that they hit as well, all within this one series. It's like they're checking out boxes. It's like they're sitting in a writer's room. Okay, we have a story. Are we going to offend the blacks? Are we going to offend the whites? Are we going to offend the gays? We need to be diverse. We need to have a black person as the main character. No, Louis not black. He's from New Orleans, yes. But the fact that you had Brad Pitt, who killed that role, killed it. If it was a new version, but no, it was the same version. Now, if you would have done an interview with a vampire, and it wasn't based off of the main character being from New Orleans, and then it wasn't Louis, I will go with everything else that you did. If you would have had a vampire who interviewed from, you know what I'm saying, he was from St. Louis. His name was, you know what I'm saying, Sebastian. It would have worked. But the fact that you're playing off of is 30 plus years later, this same vampire Louis is talking to the same person he talked to in the movie. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm looking for Brad Pitt or somebody who looks similar to Brad Pitt. And I'm looking for someone who looks similar to Christian Slater. That curly head man, I love him because he's a great actor. I don't know his name. But he is not no Christian Slater. And Louis is not Creole. Sorry. Exactly. It could have been Interview with a Vampire. But having the main character named Louis Lestat, tell the story from Lestat's aspect after Louis left him. You know what I'm saying? Then he met up with this dude right here. But remember in the movie, after Christian Durst killed him and they burnt him and went on a ship to the old world, Lestat was still in the new world. Interview from the vampire from that aspect. And he met this Creole guy down in New Orleans because that's where they burnt him up at. That's where they killed him at, or thought they killed him at. Threw him in a swamp at. They did it in New Orleans. So tell the story, tell a new story from where, you know, what's his name again? Lestat met up with this new guy, this Creole guy. That would have been interesting. I'm like, ooh, this is a new brand new story. And give hints of the movie, but I can't. It seems like you're trying to check off so many lists. You're trying to appease so many people. That's what I'm asking us. What is it that we want when we're asking for diversity and inclusivity in entertainment? Are we asking you to just put us in there, plop us in there was not to make us happy? Or is it conducive with the story that you're trying to tell? Exactly. What right, identify with and be drawn to. No, I like the story. I want to see how the story goes. I don't do reviews, but I'm going to be critiquing it in my head and in my mind. I mean, great cinematography, great atmosphere. It looks good. It's shot well, especially on my big new TV. You know what I'm saying? It's like watching a damn my head. By the way, y'all, my husband hate the new TV. He hates it. He hates it. He called me the other day. Why is it so big? Ugh. He's like, I hate this TV. I'm like, baby, we have to get it. It is what it is. But yeah, we're asking for diversity. We're asking for inclusion. And my thing is, I don't care about that in my entertainment. I know where to go if I want to watch a black movie. I know where to go when I want to watch a black film. I don't want you to take something that it doesn't work, especially if we already know the original story. Like you can easily play it off of this. You know what I'm saying? Where yep, it is. It sure is nubiology. It sure is. People got mad at him. Right. That's why I said TLC 3. Calm down. Get over it. Adjust your eyes. Sit back. Sit back. But yeah, it's like that. But those are just the three things. We covered homosexuality, race, colorism. Then disability. They also covered the disabled. If y'all watched it, I told you these are gonna be some spoilers if y'all haven't watched it, but it's good. It looks good. It's shot very well. I was thoroughly entertained watching it, but I was still, you know, saying I'm very analytical about certain things. Disability. James talked about the disability of the brother being on the spectrum. Like he has a brother, he has a sister, mother being married. There's just so much going on. It's just not. That's not what it was. Louis was grieving his dead wife and child. Louis was not the head of the household because his father died, ruined the sugar plantation, and had to take care of his mother and family. That's why he went to go be a pimp. Now, that's not it. Anyways, the disability. His brother, Louis' brother, younger brother, is disabled. He's on the spectrum. And baby, I love his little brother. I love that character. 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 The way that I love the actor, that little boy. That's my little brother. I love that little. I love that little man. He was everything. Character was everything. Bible told and everything. Oh, we'll get to that in a second as well. But disability covered the autism spectrum. Why? Why? That's not necessary. Great, but it's not necessary. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not necessary to tell this story. Don't in there. It's not necessary to tell this story. And in 1809, when it started, was not. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know what autism was. They didn't have a name for it, I guess. They just thought people was, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But that's distracting to me. That was distracting to me. Not only that was distracting, if y'all watched it, and when y'all watch it, if y'all hope y'all do watch it, when Louis first drove up in the car, there's a lady crossing the street. She has a peg leg. And he tells her, you're gonna lose your good leg, running across the street like that, something like that nature, basically. Being diverse, being inclusive, showing different types of disability. I don't. And she was a prostitute. And we know back in the days there was a lot of diseases and syphilis and gangrene and limbs getting cut off was not because there wasn't proper health care and proper cleaning was not. I don't want to see all that. As true to thing as it is, none of that was in the real movie. Prostitution was not in the real movie besides the black one that old girl killed and wore her dolls. When they walked down the red light district, that's the only type song of prostitution there was. These characters were not involved in prostitution whatsoever. Whatever. Then the brother having birds talk to him was that we know those are angels. You know what I'm saying? The whole church thing, the whole church aspect of it, and the church hurt aspect of it, with involving Lestat. Okay, we know the church is not this divine entity that people want you to believe it is. It's just not. They're flawed. They're human beings. We're all human beings. We all sin. We all do the things that we don't supposed to do. We all have thoughts we don't supposed to have. We all do those things. Yeah. But the whole church hurt thing involving Lestat. Lestat was a nobleman in the movie. He wasn't a person who comes from a broken home. You know what I'm saying? And was studying to be a priest. There's a TV show he is, who father and brother was rude and mean and nasty to him while it's not. Now, mind you, this is all in the first episode of this TV series. There's a lot going on for me. It's a lot. And it's like, okay, so we're doing colorism, we're doing classism, we're doing homosexuality, we're doing race relations, we're doing disabilities, we're doing church hurt. And then the pedophilia aspect of grooming Louis to under his thumb, you know what I'm saying, to be. Grooming Louis, giving him things that, you know what I'm saying, he haven't had, showing him things that he haven't quote unquote seen before, showing him a better way. When you're with me, this is how it's going to be. When you're with me, this is how it is. This is what I can give you. This is what I can offer you. How much better it's going to be when we're together, aspect type of thing. So when I finally seduce you, you can't get me out of your system. You crave me. Well, that's all the lure of a vampire was not, you know what I'm saying? It's still, you know, become this thing. And this whole Lestat been around for hundreds of years. Louis still, you know what I'm saying, his age, wherever he is, 31 years old. Louis been around for hundreds of years. So you have all this more experience to grooming this individual, to seducing this individual. It was just a lot. It was a lot. And my thing is, we're asking for diversity, we're asking for inclusion, but at what point does it become distracting? All this inclusion, all this diversity becomes distracting when it takes away from the story, especially the story as we know it. If it would, like I said, if the main character's name wasn't Louis, if it wasn't based off the movie, we've seen remakes and stuff happen out there where they change the character completely, turn the man into a woman. So the main character in the movie may have been a woman, like The Equalizer with Queen Latifah. Prime example. The Equalizer was the movie with Denzel Washington. Equalizer 1, Equalizer 2. The TV show The Equalizer has Queen Latifah as the main character. And it works. For me, it does. I don't know if y'all watching it or not, but it works for me. Because they're not trying to recreate the movie. And it seems like Interview with a Vampire is trying to recreate the movie, but with a whole different concept. Trying to turn the movie up on its ear. While I'll be entertained, because it's entertainment, I look at it as that, it still leads me to question. What is too much? What's going too far? What is it that we're asking for? And Shagro, that's my point right there. Put this up here, right here. That's my point right there. Come on now. Inclusion becomes distracting when they bring modern problems and political issues into the story. I don't like that. That's my point. All this, all the gays want to be counted. But yet, if you don't count me, you know what I'm saying, the way I want to be counted, I'm offended by that. All the others want to be counted. But if you don't count me the way I want to be counted, or give me enough screen time, I'm offended by that. All these other letters and groups want to be counted, want inclusion, want diversity. We want to be seen. Yes, while I understand representation is important, representation is critical, opposed to trying to fit yourself into your round stuff into a square peg. How about you create a round situation to go into? There's plenty of black people out there who can start a studio, who can not start a studio, but who can finance a movie or write a movie or write characters was that saying resembles what we'll do. Now it's up to us to go look for it, just like history. History is out there. There's books to read. There's things to look at. There's things to research to understand what the transatlantic slave trade was. To understand how buck breaking broke a lot of people. To understand why a lot of Caribbean islands and people was not have a problem with homosexuality. Because in those islands that they live in was the ports and stops on the transatlantic, slave trade stops. A lot of those ports is where a lot of people did the buck breaking. A lot of sex farms was done with black men and black women was not, where our bodies were abused and tortured and killed and mutilated. So if I grew up on an island where had a history of raping black men, I would see sex with a man as something bad because it was used as a punishment on this island. When people didn't comply to what they didn't want to comply to, they were raped, mutilated, beaten, destroyed, killed. The biggest humiliation, they would tie you down with stakes on the ground and not only have the white overseer rape you, have them rape you in front of your children, in front of your kids. So yes, I see why a lot of Caribbean countries and people have that mindset that it's wrong, that it's not right. Because it was used as a punishment. I'm just saying, like, we need to, there's books out there to read if you want to understand something. Entertainment is just that, entertainment. I'm not looking for a movie to tell me who I am. If it's strictly entertainment. Now, if it's a docu-series or some type of history situation was not, I'm going to look at it, be entertained by it, but then I'm going to do some research on it. Whatever subject matter I want to do the research on. Stop expecting people to spoon feed you information. And stop expecting people to spoon feed you your comfort. And that's a lot of problems people have on here was not on here, but just in general life situations. Like I asked the question, how many of us in real life have a diverse friend group, have an exclusive friend group? Not because we don't want that, it's just the way it is. You can't fit everywhere. You can't belong to everything. You know? Right. And I understand if you don't know your history, you're bound to repeat it or know some aspects of what happened in these. There's always some truth in everything that is being said. Always some truth in it. There's always some truth in what's going on. But it's up to you as the adult, as an individual, to be able to look at it. Take out what saying is true, do some research on it, what's not, and get some understanding. Listen for comprehension. Speak, debate, converse for comprehension, not to get your point across. I'm just saying, y'all. But like I said, diversity and inclusion, it's great. It really, truly is. But in entertainment, I need to change. I need to put entertainment in there so people understand what I'm talking about. So we don't just think about, I'm talking about in general. But just entertainment. It's great. But if this becomes so distracting to where you lose the point of the story, where you lose the context of the story, it becomes an issue for me. Like I said, once again, I would say this once again. Representation is important, but how do you want to be represented? I don't want just anyone up there saying they represent Food Junkie. because that's where you start getting these negative stereotypes put on you. These boxes that people put you in because they think that you're going to just fall right into that box, fit right into that little box. Have a level of standard for who you are as an individual and stop looking for people to tell you who you are. Know who you are from your core. So I don't need to watch a movie about vampires. Where's the black vampire at? Where's the gay vampire at? Where's the Asian vampire at? Where's the lesbian? Where's the non-binary vampire at? I don't need all that. Because I'm comfortable with who Fujiki is as a person, as myself. And I think I told you guys this. I never was true like in a closet, but my sexuality is really no one's business. But when I came out, I should say, or when you saying no longer was a defensive when people ask me certain questions like, "Why do you want to fuck?" Because that was my response. But I'd be like, "Yeah," you know what I'm saying. It was such a weight lifted. And I told my aunt, and then when I was there, it was that. And we talked about it because my aunt asked me, "Am I going to change my last name to my husband's name? Or are we going to change? Are we going to do it? Gija's name?" I'm like, "No, we ain't that gay." She started laughing. I'm like, "We're not. We're not that gay. Like, we're not gay like that. You know what I'm saying? We're not. Oh my God, I need you to know because he's him and I'm me." And I still, the question was, when I became who when I, stop being defensive about being gay, I became more of the person that I am, if that makes sense. When I stopped trying to act masculine because I wanted to fit this certain stereotype or this certain mold that was telling me what I needed to act like and look like and be like was not, I became more masculine, if that makes sense. At least to me. Because I knew who I was. I was comfortable with who I was. I was okay with who I was. I didn't need someone to tell me who I am. I don't need a TV character or a cartoon character or medieval character to show me who I am. I'm here for entertainment and entertainment only. Now, if I get something educational from it, I do. Because like I said, I learn from everything. I can pull something from everything. But it's this whole diversity and inclusion thing that everyone's coming up with, and then at least the colorism, all the other stuff. It's entertainment, right? Entertain me. Be entertaining. I don't care about all the extra stuff was not because I'm not here for that. But I am here for the story. And the stories was entertaining. The graphics was entertaining. I don't care if it's a white person, a black person, an Asian person, a Hispanic person, a Middle Eastern person. I don't care. Tell a good story. But if you're going to recreate another story, keep it, whatever, or recreate it to the point to where you're giving me a branch of this storyline, not trying to insert character, name, situation with a whole different situation. That's like when you in the Matrix, when the Oracle died. When it's when the real Oracle died in real life was that they put old girl from a different world, Hattie Mae, whatever her name was, not Hattie Mae. What's her name? Was it Hattie Mae in a different world? Anyway, they put her as the Oracle. That was distracting. And they tried to explain it off a little bit. Was not, oh, well, when you did this, the program switched up and I changed. Girl, whatever. Doing too much. If you would have just kept on being the Oracle smoking your little cigarette, was not, and baking cookies, we would have got it. Sometimes we explain too much. Sometimes we, coddle too much. Oh, and speaking of that, Velma from damn Scooby-Doo is gay now. Velma from Scooby-Doo is a lesbian. In the new movie, Velma is a lesbian. No one cares Who a cartoonist even unless you into that cartoon porn shit? And Velma's being dicked down by Shaggy or whoever. Y'all know those cartoons. In Scooby Doo, Velma's gay. Why? Why do we need to know who that little mushroom hair having woman is sleeping with in the cartoon? Who she attracted to in the cartoon? Because wasn't she attracted to Fred at one point in time? Wasn't she mad at Daphne because Fred liked the Daphne and she had a crush on Fred? Now all of a sudden, with the 2022, Velma's gay. Idiot, he's so silly. I'm like, come on, y'all doing too much. And then I heard that what's his name? Chris Pine, not Chris Pine. What's the guy from the off or Parks and Recreation who's stars of the Galaxy movie? He's playing Mario in the live action version of damn Mario Brothers. Colin, whatever his name is, I don't know the man's name. So now I guess you want to be Fred. Let them tell it. Y'all doing too much. Y'all going too far. This inclusion and diversity bullshit is going too far. You're ruining my childhood to make someone else's childhood okay. No. I got a problem with that. I don't care about Velma being gay. I don't care. I just don't. I don't. It has nothing to do with the story. It has nothing to do with a bunch of teenage people crying fighting ghosts. But is she Indian? Oh, she's Indian too now. So she's an Indian lesbian. I cannot. Exactly. And what if 1% in the family don't, but the rest of the family does? Do you not do the story? Do you not tell the truth? You're not expose what's going on? This is what I'm saying. Like, it's so much. Everyone wants to be a victim, or like I said, victimhood was not. Oh, don't tell my story. This, like, I don't get it. It's just too much. It's just too much. It's too much. Like, it's so exhausting. Like, it's so exhausting. I'm black. I'm a man. Those are two things that I can't change. The third thing I can't change is I gotta pay taxes. I'm black. I'm a man, and I gotta pay taxes. Everything else is up in the air. Everything else is subjective. If I'm too thin, that's subjective. If I'm too fat, that's subjective. If I'm attractive, that's subjective. If I'm ugly, that's subjective. Everything else is subjective. If I'm gay, how gay am I? Am I too gay? Am I not gay enough? All those things are subjective. No one is going to truly represent me on screen unless it's me playing myself. And nor do I look for anyone to represent me on screen unless it's me on screen and I'm being myself. I've never been the child or the person to look for someone else for validation. I've never done that. And to me, that's all this is. People are up in the uproar because they want to be validated. They want to be seen. They're walking around this world with their hair on fire, screaming, "Look at me." And I just not that type of person. I just don't get it. I don't understand it because it's just not me. It's never been me. I never looked at an athlete as a role model. You're not tangible for me. I can't touch you. I can't reach out and call you. I can't reach out and be around you. One second, y'all. Hold on, please. Hello, baby boy. What's up? Just talking shit online. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But yeah, it becomes exhausting. It becomes too much because when you give people what they ask for, what's not, it's not enough. When you don't give nothing at all, they want something. You give. I mean, like I never been that person to look at somebody and be like, "Oh, I admire you so much." What's not? I want you to be my mentor. I want to. Well, no, I'm gonna watch you. I'm going to observe you, and see what you're doing right in my eyes. See what you're doing wrong in my eyes, and do what I think is right, and then not do what I think is wrong. I'm not looking for people to spoon feed me anything. Don't tell me who I am. Let me show you who I am. Oh, because I may fall into this category was that it's being a black gay man was that I'm supposed to act a certain way, I'm supposed to be a certain way, I'm supposed to think a certain way. No. If it doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for me. I don't want to be included into everything. I'm not a part of every conversation. That's in real life. I'm not saying, like I said, my real life was not as diverse as my friends are back home. When I go back home, friends are very diverse. But when I'm living it right now, no, it's not. And that's what I don't want it to be. But it's just not. And that's not saying that I have only black friends. No, it's just not as diverse as it is as I was growing up. True, very true. But the thing is, I connect to story. And do I think, because the big deal was everyone was mad at Will Smith for playing Richard Williams. Oh, he's not dark enough. He doesn't. Who do you think would have played Richard Williams better than Will Smith? Everyone was complaining about Will Smith playing Richard Williams. Who do you think out there right now, actor that we know of, or good known actor or unknown actor was not that could play Richard Williams? The story was told. The story was believable. The characterizations of Richard Williams was played extremely well by Will Smith. Will Smith also played Ali. The characterizations was played extremely well by Will Smith. Right. And thing is, I'm here for the show, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's the art of adulting right there. Art of adulting right there. You don't have to like an individual person with that, but if they're doing their thing, they're doing their thing. Y'all remember when what's her name? Zoe Saldana? Was that her name? Zoe Saldana played Nina. What's her name? What's the girl? Gosh, shit, Nina Simone. They were so pissed off. You know what I'm saying? And Zoe Saldana was not because she was playing Nina Simone. Now, oh, she don't look like her. She don't weigh the Zoe Saldana is not black. She's Latino or Afro Latino was not the third. All these different things. Now, if you want to go by looks, I'm choking for some reason. Lord Jesus, tough to get up off of here. If you want to go by looks of Nina Simone, and then I'm not being mean, rude next to us now, but just let's be honest. You want to go by the looks of Nina Simone, the only actress out there I think that can play her right now, as far as just giving her the physical look of Nina Simone or facial features of Nina Simone, is a Leslie Jordan. Sorry, Leslie Jones. Leslie Jordan is the old white gay man. Leslie Jones. She can give you, with very little makeup and has was not, Nina Simone. Yeah, no, it was a total wrong situation. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying they're so We're asking for the story to be told. Blackface aside, fake nose aside, all those things, it was distracting. It was distracting. Now, if Leslie Jones would have played Nina Simone or Viola, I think Viola's a little too. I don't know. She did well in Woman King. I don't know. Viola would have been good. Well, yeah, Viola would have been good too. Viola would have been good. Viola would have been good. Viola would have been good because they could have done some things. But then they would have said Viola was too dark. You know what I'm saying? Granted, Nina Simone was darker than Zoe, but she wasn't dark as Viola was, and that would have been an issue. Oh, they lighten her skin up for her to play Nina Simone. They lighten her skin up. They're trying to bleach her skin, and she wants to be white. She ain't proud of her color. But like I said, this is the only actress I know. Not saying she has the acting chops, because Viola has the acting chops to play Nina Simone. I think we'll do a damn good job at it. You know what I'm saying? But Leslie Jones is the only actress out here that I think physically can embody the physicalness of Nina Simone. But that's just me. I don't know, y'all. Like I said, it was just this whole conversation of diversity and inclusion. While I understand representation is important and very much needed in all aspects of the world, your workplace, your school life, all those things. I get it. I get it. I really do get it. But sometimes it becomes distracting when the story is lost. When you're so focused on the diversity and the inclusion that you lose the story. You lose the heart of the matter. It becomes distracting. That's just me. This is my little piece on it. What's not. Y'all can debate. Y'all can cuss me out. Y'all can be mad. Y'all can be glad. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. But my opinion is still my opinion. And my opinion is not going to change. And like my boo, I am Charlotte says, I am Charlotte, and I said what I said. If y'all haven't watched Charlotte or what's not, watch Charlotte. I love her. And I'm here for the show, baby. That's my point. Don't give me crumbs. And expect me to be okay with it and to thank you. Don't pander to me. Give me something I can chew on so I can sink my teeth into, that I can enjoy truly without looking at the distractions. I'm trying to look past the distractions. Thank you for the show, baby. Appreciate it. And I asked you to tell me something, remind me of something. What was that? I forgot it. I could go back up and look at it, but what was that? I'm going to hit that before I leave as well, because it was a good point. I just wanted to keep that one thing on here. But yeah, and the thing is, it starts with people being honest with themselves and asking those questions. What is it that I want? What is it that I'm expecting? What is it that I'm giving? And if you're not willing to do all those things, what's not, then there's no conversation to be had. What is it that you want? When you asking for diversity, what diversity are you asking for? Are you asking for an all-black cast on an all-white story? Are you asking for, you know what I'm saying? Because that doesn't make sense. An all-black cast telling an all-white story. This much going woke. All right, sometimes you just want to lay down, shit. Rest your eyes for a bit. Stop being woke. Because like that. But even that was not, it's hypocritical at times. I'm not sitting here worried about everything that I say because I may offend somebody. No one's ever going to like 100% of what I say. No one is ever going to agree with 100% of what I believe or how I believe, because you're not me. You don't live my thing. What's up, baby? How you doing? I blame you, James, right? Y'all, James is the reason why I'm on here today. And if you haven't heard it, if you was in the bushes, whatever, I explained why I sent you that text. I love you. I explained why I sent you that text. I love you. First of all, I love you, baby. But no, just you didn't see it because you don't rewind. I said that because your thoughts on Interview with a Vampire was exactly what I was thinking. The homosexuality of it, the race relations of it, the classism of it, the disability of it, the you know, shit, I can't read my thing, the grooming of it, the church hate of it, everything that you said in your thing. Because I watched your review after I watched the first episode, but everything you were saying, I was discussing with people before I even watched your review and everything. So as soon as I heard you say that within the first couple of minutes, I like this man make me sick with his bald head self. I love his ass. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, yeah, it's like that's why I sent you that message. You know, yeah, it's like, and I just don't understand the whole like you said, you love. You know what I'm saying Interview with a Vampire. I love that movie. I don't understand why Louis is black, or why Louis is Creole, why Louis is not mourning his daughter and his wife, why he's a pimp, and why he has 8 low budget, low rent ass houses, and a house that and a whorehouse that he entertains in or go to for entertainment or satisfaction and gratification is owned by a white man. These things I don't like. Those things are distracting for me. So that's why inclusion is not always the best thing. Inclusion is not always the best thing. Diversity is not always the best thing, especially when you're in my entertainment. It becomes distracting at times. But that's just me. But I blame James Caldwell, y'all, because he always get me on these damn shows that he watching. Granted, they be good, but shit, always get me hooked on them. But yeah, y'all, it's been an hour and a half of me raging and talking and trying to put two and two together for y'all to understand how I'm seeing things and whatever. But like I said, people are going to like it. People are going to not like it. I understand it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because certain conversations, some certain points have you looking inside, being introspective about your thoughts and your process and what you expect and what you don't expect, what you agree with, what you don't agree with. It does those things. And sometimes you're not comfortable with what you see. Sometimes you're not comfortable with, and James, I need you to whoop Newbie because she is bad. That read she gave, the little nasty read Newbie gave, I loved it. I loved it. But yeah, I just say like diversity. What are we asking for? Inclusivity. No, inclusiveness. Sorry, not inclusivity. Inclusiveness. What are we asking for? I understand representation is important. I get it. 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 When you look at the screen and you see somebody who looks like you, who is giving you what you grew up with, what you giving you what is familiar to you, that is great. But if it costs the entertainment, if the story has become have the if the diversity and inclusion has become distracting, yeah, we need to rethink that. Like I said, James, if you're still here, my thing is that my whole thing is this: interview with a vampire would have still been a great concept to do, and you could use all the same stuff that was in the first episode that I see. But the fact that the main character name is Louis and it's not what we are looking for, although it's good and entertaining, I was entertained, I was thoroughly entertained. If they would have came for an interview with the vampire from a different angle, such as talk about the time when Louis and the little girl went over to the old world and Lestat changed someone else. I think that would have been a great take and play on the while giving homage to the movie and the story, but using this new character by the name of Sebastian, or again, whoever his name would be, that would have been a better concept for me. I'll more palatable, I should say, for me, opposed to thinking that I don't remember the old story. I don't know. That's just me. I was thrown off. You know, he could have been a pimp. He could have been all the stuff that was going on with this new character. But the fact that your name is Louis and you want me to believe that, you know, saying you are the Brad Pitt's character from the movie, I can't do that. Weighing that outside. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We lost a couple of people along the way, but it's all good. I do stuff to get things off my chest and entertain you guys the way I want to entertain you guys. I'm not going to be here yelling and screaming and cussing and fussing and carrying on. I told y'all that's not going to be what it is with me anymore, unless I want it to be that. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. I love you guys. But as always, it's not important that I love you guys. It's important that you love yourself, you love someone else, you respect yourself, and you definitely respect someone else. But yeah, ask these questions. What is it that we're expecting? What is it that we're wanting? And what is it that we're giving? Because people only can, saying, give you what you ask for and what you show that you appreciate. And if you don't like something, you have a choice. This is entertainment. This is entertainment. This is not, sketched on the side of a mountain somewhere. This is entertainment. You know, we should not be looking for everything to reflect our personal lives. Like I said, in my real life, my circle here in Atlanta is not very diverse. It's not very inclusive. But my circle back home, it is. It's more so than it is here. You can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. You can't appeal to everybody. Everyone's not going to like you. Everyone doesn't want to see you. The only person that I'm important to is myself. To be honest with you, I know that. I recognize that. I am that. But yeah, I think it was a good conversation, you guys. I think that we got some things out there. Was that saying that may move a needle, may not. People may be upset. People may like it. People may agree with it. People may talk about, oh, I'm a sellout. Whatever it is, what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable with me, like I said before. If I don't look for someone on the screen to identify with, why would I look someone online to identify with? And I know who I am. Y'all have a great day. Love you guys. The boy Food Junkie, and I'm out. Bye bye.